Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. So, guys, it's all right day today. Nothing crazy. Few trades, few losers, some good winners. So let's start our introduction first before we go into the recaps. So all these teachings and all these trades are from either from Twitter, either from my previous YouTube videos, or these are either from anything that I discuss on in my community. We trade a repeatable system that's used by thousands of traders across the world to trade consistently. The system is Ripster EMA Cloud System. We trade repeatable setups day in, day out. We do not trade anything which is not a repeatable setup. And every morning, me and my team, we create a game plan for the day based upon the news, based upon any technical breakout watches, earnings, downgrades, upgrades. Based upon all that, we come up with the game plan for the day. So this was the game plan for the day. There was a bunch of tickers on our watch list today. APP, VKTX, Baba, Roku, TTD. There's a bunch of these plays that were on game plan that we are going to discuss and review. We provide support levels, resistance levels, and initial game plan. I provide my initial bias that how I would like to trade it, although I covered this in detail in these recaps and of course in my webinars to how to play these setups. In addition to that, we also provide what we have call is a day to day three setups. I did a free webinar on this strategy. This is another strategy invented by me. We'll talk about the VRT, which was our top day two setup, see how that worked out. And we also provide daily levels for the crypto stocks. MSTR was a good play there today. Then we have levels for the daily levels for SPY, QQQ, IWM, Apple, Microsoft. So you can take these levels and you can use the Ripster cloud system to trade on your own. We'll talk about how we shorted the market using these levels today as well. So we'll discuss that. So that being said, with all that, we are ready for the trading day. And I'm on the voice first few hours of the market open. Some days I'm on the voice all day. It depends on what's going on in the market, if something important. But I do post I do post I do post all my guidance in my feed. In our community, we have the news bars, we have 3 4 option scanners, we have stock scanners, we have breaking news alerts, breaking news voice alerts, scanner voice alerts, and bunch of other tools that we have in our community. Our community is a one-stop shop for everything. Hundreds and hundreds of traders are on the trading floor every day sharing a lot of trade ideas. So we try to stay on the top of everything that's moving in the market. Anyways, I will show you my timestamp guidance on various trades that I was taking or that I was guiding my community through. We'll talk about the winners, we'll talk about the losers, and let's start the recap. All right, the first one we're going to start with the market. So, what did we do with the market today? That's what we're going to discuss. So, this morning, as if you have been watching my previous videos last few days, you have been probably killing the spike QQQ at open. You're probably doing pretty good if you're following what I've been teaching in the last few days. So this morning, very simple. Same thing that we did other day. We've been just lucky that we have been getting a lot of trend in the market. So that's that way we have been very lucky lately. So this was exactly similar to what we did on Friday, and same exactly what's happening today. So the thing to note here is market is unable to get over the 1 hour clouds, 1 hour MTF clouds, and QQQ is also broke the 1 hour clouds. So when that's happening this morning, as soon as I saw that, I said it's heavy to start the day, no longs. You can short scalp the moves under the MTF clouds on QQQs. Then of course you can short scalp SPY as well because it's under the MTF clouds. And we started to take our profits on the way, but at 10 a.m., we were watching our 10 a.m. trend time. So as soon as the 10 a.m. Trend time came, there was no bounce. You see, I said 10 a.m. trend time. There was no bounce, and there was actually a bear flag breakdown on the 10 a.m. trend time, and and then we kept fading more. I gave the targets on QQQ. My first target was 500, but after that, I gave the target of yesterday's pre-market lows. Same thing for SPY. The yesterday's pre-market lows were the targets. So this kind of worked out really nicely for us. A lot of the put options, you can see all the. I also tweeted about it. Let me show you. So I also tweeted about this, that we are bearish to start the day. You can see that we are breaking the MTFs. We are breaking the MTFs. So both of them are short, SPY and QQQ. Right. So both of them were shorts at the open. There was no reason to long it. You can see my guidance here, and you can see the continuous fade, how to start the day, can short scalp, and you can always add. Once you're profitable, you can add, because there's no bounce at 10 a.m., right? There's no bounce at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. is even giving you 10 a.m. bear flag breakdown. So I think there was a bear flag alert by me. Yeah, you can see that, right? 10 a.m. bear flag alert. So that was a bear flag breakdown. So that was really nicely, nicely worked out. If you want to look at the puts that we're trading, okay, so sorry, this was Excel chart was the same thing. You can short Excel as well. It was the same thing. But the SPY, you see the bear flag breakdown on SPY and fades there. Let's see. Let's look here. If I want to show you there, let's look at when you buy the puts, do not go too far away, because they are 0 DT puts. They're gonna lose the value end of the day anyways. But if you want to look at the five 589s this morning, since we shorted it, went from $1.50 all the way to $4. So those went like 100 and 150% there. So that was, you either you hold those or you roll. This is something I continuously teach on my voice, that you have to hold to big winners, right? If you had $1,000 put, you made a couple grand there. So so that's always a good risk reward that I teach. Let's look at some QQQ puts. So this is a 501 put on QQQ. If you're trying to short scalp there, reason I show you this is so that you guys know which puts to take if next time you're trading, either you're in community or in there. So 501 was a closer, or 502 was even better. 501s went from $2 to $4 again. 100%, right? You roll, you scale out some, you have 10 contracts, take out five, and then you can always buy next one. You can buy 500 puts, right? If you sold your 501s or 502s, then you use some profit, you buy 500 ones. The 500 ones went from $1.50 to $4 as well. So that's how you trade. So very successful day on SPY QQQ. A lot of traders were done with just the SPY QQQ trades all day, and we did get out on SPY QQQ at this area, because VIX was starting to bounce, right? You always have to look at the VIX. You cannot trade without the VIX. So I told everyone, if VIX is rejecting, and bouncing, you get out. So that's why we saw the bounce here. We were out of the puts at 10:30 right here. 10 bear flag, 10:30 bounce, and that's when we got out. And then there's a call here, and then there's a call at end of the day. I was not trading end of the day, but you could see the call. You could trade this call. This call, you had to, if you traded, you had to get out. But that's how you make consistent money. That's how you trade SPY QQQ for living every day. And all you have to look at the levels I provide in the pre-market: 591, 504s, 503s. Those levels, once they're gone, that's it. You just have to follow the rules, the levels, the MTF clouds, and the concepts, VIX 10 a.m. concepts. That's all you need, and you can make a living on SPY QQQ. Beautiful trade today. Downside. Let's go to the next one. All right. I often teach that when SPY QQQ is heavy, you pick up anything in the market that is Magnificent Seven, Apple, Microsoft, Google, short it, right? So that let's look here, right? So what was the level on Microsoft? 417, 419. Google 177, 178, right? So you see what happens. Those levels break, QQQs break, you short it. 3450 break, MTF break on Microsoft, you short it, right? So that's why we teach, like we are not an alert service, but I try to teach people, try to make them self-dependent. See, we were shorting SPY QQQ. I was guiding through that, but people are literally shorting, buying puts on Microsoft, making money, right? You have the levels, you have the system, you have my teachings about how to trade the market, right? So you can literally short all of those: Amazon, Microsoft. You just want to see which is weakest, right? Amazon was weak, Microsoft was weak. So literally you pick it up, the start that you think it's weak. You can see even after I mentioned at 958, even that after that, it was a nice fade on all of them. There's a reason we provide these daily levels on a lot of these stocks. Netflix was relatively strong, so you avoid shorting that. But you know that SPY is falling down, QQQ is falling down, so you look for the weakness and you short it. Google has a lot of room because Google ran big yesterday. So something that ran big yesterday, you can short it. There's a lot of room. Amazon ran big yesterday. It has a lot of a room under the MTF. So basically, all the longs from yesterday gave up. So that's why Apple and Microsoft, Amazon, these three were great trade short as well. I mean, yes, you can short SPY, QQQs, SPX, S&P futures, but there's opportunities everywhere, right? And look at the semiconductors. So semiconductors were weak. Look at not ARM. Look at AMD. AMD was fading all day. It was not a little a clean fade because it was choppy because of Nvidia earnings, but there are so many opportunities, and that's how you short them, right? So this is what traders in my community are doing because this is what I teach day in day out. So hopefully that makes sense. So next time, based upon the market, you can trade this magnificent seven, either long or short, based upon what market is doing. Find the strongest names, the weakest names, and make sure you trade those. Let's go to the next one. All right, let's look at next one. We're going to look at is target. Let's see what was our game plan on target and see, then we will see what happens there. All right, so let's look at target. So target was on our watch list. One of our main plays extended, but I said only showed the cloud rejections. Right, that was the plan. 122.50 was a support, 126 was a support, and as soon as it opened up, you see target, and we can look at the daily chart on target as well, because I always want to look at the daily chart. Right, it tells me what's going on, so I can see that on the daily chart, the target is breaking key support, and it's in the gap. So that gives me a little bit more confidence to short it. There's a support at 120, you can see here. So as soon the market opened and I saw the heaviness, and I told everyone that starter short, and of course you can add into the short as it goes down. And it was also early call out by Win. Win was on top of target all day. He told the short right at 6 a.m. And so we were all focused on target today, no questions asked. And then starter short, we shorted as soon as the pre-market lows breaks down here. So the short was from 126 all the way to 122 pre-market lows. That breaks, we hit 121s. So then we cover most of it here. Then it's not fading, so you have to cover a little bit more, and you put your stops at 512s. Then it fades again. You can cover some here again. Then it kind of curled here, and that's when it curled. That's when we had to stop out because the 121 buyer was not just giving up. And then you could short it later as well, but it was too late in the day. And it was I would have loved to break down. I will show you what Roku did. Roku was another one of our gap down fades, and Roku did the similar thing and gave us a nice little fade here. Okay, so let's look at let's see how the puts went here. We can just take a look at 126. If you're shorting here, take the 126 puts when I said short, or you can short the shares. I short the shares because the larger account. So the 126 puts in the morning went from like $2 all the way to $5. So you can see that in just first 1 2 3 candles. So I showed it at 931, right? Just first three candles, you could make like 200% gains. Even if you were a little late, let's say you were a little late, even then you could make 150% gains, right? So that's the beauty of these trades. You can see the whole day guidance. You can see the pre-market planning. You can see what Win was on top of it. No BS, everything with the plan, with the system, with the live guidance, so that everybody can learn and next time they can nail it themselves. All right, let's go to the next one. So next one we're going to look at is Roku. So let's see what Roku was doing. So I was kind of bearish on Roku right at open. So let's see what was happening. So I was bearish bias, but when it was not breaking down, I told people to wait because it was not breaking down the pre-market lows. So I kind of gave me a little hesitation. So that morning short was not working, but I clearly said short pops. What did I say? Short pops. Because I know this thing can happen. But you got the pops, and pops is right into the resistance, right into the cloud. And when I saw this rejection, that's when I said, because we were even looking for the longs, no doubt, right? If it pushes over 512, we will long it. but the short the pops started to work, and this is where you short at 10 a.m. Then it fades back. You see this level, just like target was holding 121. Once this level is gone, that's it. That's it. 6073 is gone, and that's it. And then it faded. And then came the 512 calls, and I sent out an alert at 320 right here that is trying to 512 calls, and it was a nice decent call as well. But you could short it from 69 bucks or 68.50. Your stops are right here. You cover some here, you hold it, you could make a couple of dollars short, and then you could make a dollar on the bounce. So again, with the system, Roku 512 short winner, and then and calls end of the day. Let's go to the next one. All right, the next one we're going to look at is WSM. That's Williams Sonoma. So let's take a look at Williams Sonoma. What was happening on Williams Sonoma? So Williams Sonoma, um, my plan was I was already bullish in the pre-market, although I got busy in target. 166, 160, those are support levels, 174, bullish bias to long, the 512s. And that's why I highlight those plays, because those are our main plays. So Williams Sonoma, amateur map pulled back, and I was on the voice, and I said it's good to long. You can long the 512 calls, it should go higher. I gave the 170, 80 target. We met 170, we're pushing higher. I wanted 183.85, but it broke 512s, and that's why we exited. But you can see that if you just want to see that, it might look at a small move. It's not a small move. It's a move. 512 calls anywhere here you enter. Your stops are right here on this area. That's a $10 move on WSM. So WSM is a pretty good, very impressive winner for us in the community today. Let's see how it does tomorrow. But you can see the pre-market planning, my guidance, everything right on there on WSM. So coin was a loser today. Coin was a loser because I tried to play the amateur move, but good thing is I did not touch it after the amateur move. I tried to long it. When it failed, I got out. It bounced from 34.50, but that failed again. And then it was a short with the market. And then it faded all day. But you can see this. That's why I tell everyone, you don't have to trade the amateur moves. I'd like to trade amateur move, but if it doesn't work, you get out. I lost over like four bucks, four bucks per share on this coin trade, but that's fine because the damage could have been more. You know, I want to see the things hold the pre-market highs to continue have a confidence that we're gonna push higher. So coin was a loser today, this morning in the community. All right, let's discuss another loser. Why was that loser? That was GLB. So GLB was, pullback longs, but it didn't really do anything and was breaking choppy. It was like a choppy loser. So from 49 to 47, it had a lot of range. If I show you if I show you in the different chart, it definitely had a lot of range, but it never got a trend, right? It's never found a trend here. It was like, the candles were like up, down, up, down. So when this dipped under the 12, I got out. I gave a long on this in the morning, but that did not work. Did not hold the 50 psychological breakout. So that was another loser for us. Next one we're going to look at TTD. So TTD was also in the game plan because TTD was launching smart TV operating system, and that's why we shorted Roku. That's why we were bullish on TTD. So we were short on Roku, bullish on TTD. Same news, good for TTD, bad for Roku. You need to understand these things. And TTD was our long all day. No questions asked. TTD was long all day. Let's look at TTD. So TTD was a 512 calls long, and then it pulled back. Then it again held the MTF clouds and 512 calls long, and all day it rallied. A target I gave was 125s, and it met our 125 target. And you see this, but you have to give this exception because there's an MTF cloud under here. If there was no MTF cloud under here, then yes, maybe you exit. But this was, even if you exited, you get back here in this 512 calls and MTF bounce. All right, let's look at next one. Next one was VRT. VRT was on top day 2 setup. So that's why VRT was a big winner for us yesterday, but support pivot, resistance pivot provided in the day 2 setups, and it was an easy short. Right when it broke 34.50, you could make like almost more, $7 8 per share in profit on that on VRT. So that was day two short play. All right, so let's look at next one. Next one was a Delta airline. I forgot to put it in the watch list, but I mentioned in the pre-market there's some news that watch for a short as well. Reason I want to talk about on the Delta airline is you see breaks MTF cloud. It's very easy short. You could easily make $1 per share profit shorting it. That's why I put it on the watch list. I didn't give the guidance because it was not actually on my game plan, but just wanted to show you why it was a short and why did I say short in the pre-market because of the MTF clouds and the bearishness. Let's look at the other one. The next one we're going to look at is Zim. So Zim was also, which one was? Zim was the morning long did not work there, so that was a loser. But middle of the day, Zim provided a nice 3450 fade, and that was a nice gap fill short that you could trade. Few bad setups. Few setups failed today on the 512 bounces. Like Zim was choppy, right? I mean, you could trade from this bounce. You couldn't trade 512s. You could trade from this bounce. It didn't really work fully. Let's go to the next one. Next one we're going to talk about is Keys, Keys, Keys. So Keys was a short right from the open. Let's see in the gap fill short, it faded from like 163 to 159. You make your $4, keeps bouncing, you get out. Keys was bullish bias, but I said gap fill under 164, so 162. So I already said that there's a gap fill under 164, 162, and once it broke 164, that's it. You just have to short it, take your money, and run. If I want to draw the Fibonacci's, I can draw different Fibonacci's here. If I draw the Fibonacci here, I can see that it was almost close to support. If I draw Fibonacci from pre-market yesterday highs, you can see that it's consolidating around 0.61 Fibonacci support. So anyways, Keys was a good short trade today for a few dollars per share. So let's look at next one. So next one we're going to look at is always, let's see. Next one we're going to look at is LMND. So LMND was a nice, this company has, we did have a swing on it, but this company has been so good, man. It's been a squeezer, right? And I mentioned on the voice that's a long. LMND was on our game plan as well. Let's see bullish bias versus the cloud back pullback. Remember what we talk about something. When Morgan Stanley says something or JP Morgan, you need to focus on that. So it was a bullish bias versus cloud pullback, LMND all day. Just take long on this amateur move pullback. This is exactly what did not work on coin, but it worked on LMND. So this is where you long, and your long paid you all day from 43s to 48s. I think a lot of the traders in the community were top of it. I think RGV was on top of it. So yeah, so that was it, guys. And but there were so many traders in the community. These are the just that I guide or I focus on, that I share. But people just killing it in the community. Love what everybody's doing. UCD trade was on top of LMND. So that was a community shout out and just a beautiful trade on LMND long. RGV was long, Kristin was long, and just a beautiful trade. Really, really shout out to everyone in the community working together to help everyone get their financial goals and helping and supporting. All right, guys, thank you so much. If you want to join the community, this weekend our Halloween, our Thanksgiving offer is going to start. We're doing something special. I might throw in 1 month option flow tool free as well for you guys. So keep eyes out. Thank you. Take care.